If you are someone who is deciding on which country you want to go to do your study abroad program, or if you have finally gotten around to shortlisting your countries and colleges and programs, and if Ireland happens to be one of the countries that you are interested in, then this video is for you. My name is Ria, and you are watching Escaping Reality. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have been in Ireland since 2021. I have made multiple videos about my experience, so I might attach a few here. I also have worked across 3 roles, and now I work at Google. My course was MSc Marketing at UCD Michael Smurfit Business School, and that is a question I get a lot of times in my comment section. And also, I didn't have experience back then, so over the 3 or 4 years, I have gained experience, and now I am fairly settled in my career here in Ireland. So this is my journey, and in today's video I'll be walking you through what to expect in 2025 and how the market has changed a bit since I came here in 2021. And this video is being sponsored by Uniflik Study Abroad community. They are my partner in terms of providing services to students who are kind of in the process of shortlisting colleges and universities and programs here in Ireland. They have a no-cost study abroad package, which basically means that whatever you pay upfront, which is their $7.99 fee, you get that money back from them after you have got an admission. So they will guide you through the entire process of choosing the best college, choosing the best university, choosing the best course for you, and being very honest about the whole process and what to expect, even letters of reference. But if you use my code and if they know that you have come from my channel, they will give you a 300 rupees off on the $7.99. So the package will essentially cost you $4.99. So write it down. My code is RHE300. Go onto their website, fill in the form, use my code, and they will arrange a call with you. They will understand your profile, and then they can proceed from there in terms of starting your study abroad or study in Ireland journey. So let's get started. On today's video, we will talk about why Ireland is becoming a hub spot for Indian students in 2025. There was a time when people were so confused where Ireland is. And so many times I had to say, oh, it's in the United Kingdom, even though it's not, just so to make people aware that it's very close or it's based in Europe next to the United Kingdom. That has changed. Ireland has become an extremely popular destination, and a lot of new students are very aware of Ireland and the kind of programs and the kind of colleges they have. And there is a huge demand in students who now want to come and study here. And I think in the last couple of years, it has been almost a 50% increase in the number of students coming from India to Ireland to study here, according to the Irish Universities Association, which is completely, radical. Now people are not just going to Canada, US, Australia, or UK. They have started exploring Ireland also as a great option to do their study abroad. The next biggest concern for study abroad is the cost factor. By no means I want to say that Ireland is cheap. It is definitely not cheap for people who are coming from another country and trying to establish their life here, and the fees tend to be higher for non-European students. But Ireland is definitely cheaper than other countries where students tend to go for their master's or undergraduate programs. So most master's programs here are between 15,000 to 25,000 euros for 1 year program, and it depends on which college you go to. So the better the college, the more the fee, and also on the course that you tend to do. So again, it is not cheap by any standards, but it is relatively cheaper than other countries also that offer a master's program. And most courses here are 1 year, so you can wind up your education quickly and then move to a different visa status and start looking for a job or working full time. And because most courses here are 1 year long and not 2 years long, students eventually find it cheaper to come here. And that's a huge factor, cost, that makes education a bit more affordable here as opposed to other countries within Europe or US or UK, Canada, New Zealand, etc. While that was just about tuition fee, now let's talk about the actual cost of living here in Ireland. Ireland as a whole is fairly expensive. Like a euro is expensive, so be prepared for the conversions, and you will initially find it very expensive. Dublin categorically is more expensive. It is the hub of Ireland. That is where most people come for jobs. Most people live here. So the average monthly costs are around 1,300 euros to 1,500 euros, depending on your standard of living, how you are splitting rent, how much you're going out. And these are basically the bare minimums that you can expect for a very standard life, especially in Dublin. Costs can be a lot cheaper if you move outside of Dublin to other counties or cities, because there you might save on rent and other kind of things which are more expensive in Dublin. Considering everything else is costly, the best way to reduce your own costs is to apply for scholarships. And what I will emphasize is that don't wait until 2025 to start the process. If you are keen on getting a scholarship, you need to start now. And if you speak to your consultant at Uniflik, please highlight that you want to apply for scholarships, and they will be able to help you and push you in the right direction to be able to have a fair chance of getting scholarship. The government of Ireland's scholarship is one that gives like 10,000 euros off to students. So that is something you should definitely look into and do your research and see if there are any other university specific scholarships that you can apply for as well. For me, the best part of living in Ireland and even studying here was to get the postgraduate visa. I had the opportunity to get 2 years after my master's program ended to look for a job. And in the first year, I did not get visa sponsorship from my company because I didn't have experience back then. But in the second year, after I had worked in the job and they were sure of my competency and wanted to retain me, it automatically moved the process and I was able to get a general work permit from them and no longer was on stamp 1G. So for me, that has been a big piece of advice, like stay here for 2 years, look for a job and try to get a sponsorship. Even if you don't get it in the first time you join a company, it could eventually materialize as long as you are being very competent at work and the company wants to retain you. Most Irish universities have a good employability rate of 80 to 90% within 6 months of graduation. So I think that is something that really is the end goal for most students who decide to do their masters here. So I would say come with a good profile, do as much as you can in terms of your academics when you are studying here. Try to look for internships so that you are able to convert an offer quickly and be able to finally have a job and have that one stress out of your life and be able to do more things here in Ireland. In terms of salaries, it can really vary. If I speak for myself, I started at 28,000. This was in a sales role for a tech company, and that was without any experience. And slowly and steadily, I have managed to raise my salary level to a decent level. But people who come with experience and are working mostly in IT, they usually start at the 35 to 40 range up to 60,000, depending on how many years of experience you have. But usually they start in this range and you can always negotiate based on where you think you stand, what your experience is, and always ask for more if you think you deserve it. As an economy, Ireland is definitely booming. The two industries that do really well here are tech and pharma companies. So Ireland is the European headquarter for a lot of big companies, and that is why they have a lot of tech-related roles here. So if you're someone who wants to work in tech or has previously worked in tech and is thinking of whether you should come to Ireland or not, it might actually be a very good option for you, and you may be able to land a job a lot easier. Like I mentioned, Google has its headquarters here for Europe and EMEA. So does LinkedIn, Meta, Pfizer, which is a pharma company. So all these tend to have their EMEA headquarters here in Ireland. So that makes it a very good market for people who have worked in the field and want to also now study and then again join the job force. Another really big factor that draws a lot of people to Ireland is the fact that they speak English here and you don't have to learn any additional language to start living here. And that is a huge thing for, yourself. If you go to a country where they don't speak your language, it can be very isolating initially. You will have troubles even if you're going to a shop to buy something or going to a restaurant. So the culture here is, people mostly speak English and you find a lot of people from a lot of countries. So you'll find people from all over Europe also who are coming here to work and live and study and be here. And then you will also find non-Europeans as well. So a lot of Brazilians and Indians and Pakistanis and Chinese people and a lot of other people here all like living together, and language is the bridge that connects them all. And Irish culture is generally very warm and people are able to easily accommodate to the culture here. So to conclude it all, I think Ireland is a great destination to study in 2025, mainly because of the kind of university and colleges they have. They have great number of courses. There is high employability because of so many companies being here and having the European headquarters based here in Ireland. Then we also have the stay back option, which allows students to look for a job 2 years after their program ends, which is something that very few countries offer right now. So it is very student friendly and immigrant friendly policy. And there are definitely some cons. One could be cost of living, which could be considered very high. And starting off in a new country is always a daunting process. You may also, initially have a hard time adjusting in the culture, but these things get easy over time. So if you have any more questions about Ireland, please do ask me in the comment section. But otherwise, do reach out to Uniflik and use my code RHE300 on their website. They will be able to answer most of your questions that sometimes even I might not know about, and they are professionally trained to be able to help you through the entire process. So again, wishing you all the very best with your application process. Do start now, because now is the peak application time and you don't want to be late to the party. But I shall come back with more videos talking about more things related to Ireland. Until then, do like, share, and subscribe. My name is Ria, and thank you so much for watching Escaping Reality.